Hey you guys, so today I will be showing you guys my Bears mock draft, and I'm actually wearing my I think it was show. I'm wearing a Caleb Williams jersey. So yeah. So let's get into the video part. So this is my 1.0 draft because I probably have a second one right before the draft. Maybe. It depends on if they make any more moves in free agency. So, things that they already have done in free agency was they traded for Joe Thuney with a 2026 fourth rounder, which I think is a really big steal, though he's getting older. Probably will only last about 2 years or so. I still think that's like a steal. And then Jonah Jackson for 2025 sixth. I think this is also a pretty good one. I haven't really seen much of him, but I heard he's very injury prone. And but I heard that he's really good when he does play. And Drew Dalman for I'm pretty sure a 3-year deal. I put that down, but I'm pretty sure it's a 3-year deal. I think that's another good move. They pretty much got a whole new O-line for everything like that. A whole new one. And then yeah, I think Drew Dalman for a 3-year deal is like really good because I don't think he's that old. I mean, he's older, but I think he just got his rookie contract, or maybe a little different. Then I got Smithy. I think that's how you say it. He got signed for a 1-year deal as a backup tight end. Oh. And then I got they signed Grady Jarrett for a 4-year deal. It might be a 3-year deal. I'm not 100% sure on that one. But I know this next one is Deo. I'm not going to try to pronounce that last name. That's why I didn't put it. But Deo Aditio or something for a 4-year deal. And then Zacchaeus, I think that's how you say it, to a 2-year deal. Or it might be a 3-year deal. But I'm pretty sure they signed him. And then Devin Duvernay, who will be the returner, punt and kick returner, to a 1-year deal. So these are like some crazy ones I have for the rest of free agency. So if the 49ers go full rebuild mode, I think they might trade George Kittle. Though he's like the best tight end in the league. He is, in my opinion, the best tight end in the league. At 30-something, he's still the best. But if they do that, I think they should do a 2026 second rounder. Maybe for better, to not make it such a big steal. Also, maybe a 6th rounder for 2026. But that's just what I think. I hope that's true because the reason I put George Kittle of all people is, number one, the 49ers seem to go into rebuild mode. But they might just keep him so that he retires a Niner. But he also was a Bears fan as a kid. So I think that'd be a good way to retire, maybe, if the Niners go full rebuild mode and try to get rid of pretty much everyone just to rebuild their franchise. Kendall Fuller for a 1-year, $2 million deal. I think they could sign him, but they barely have any cap space left. And he will probably want a lot more money than just 1-year, $2 million contract. This next one, though, I think is more possible to do. It's a 1-year, $2 million deal. But yeah, for Stephon Gilmore, he's getting up there. The only thing is, I think he still might want more money than just $2 million for a year, because I don't remember his contract for the Vikings, but I think it was like $6 million. But I think he only has a year or two left, and I think he has a ring when he was on the Patriots. I might be wrong, but I think it was like right before Tom Brady retired, he got one. But if not, if he's just trying to win, I mean, I'd go to the Bears right now because they're pretty high up to look good this season, and they need a cornerback for a cornerback 3 or 4 because Kendall Fuller I think's the 2, and then Tyler Stevenson's the 3 right now. But yeah, so then the Bears possible. I put a line in the middle because Stephon Gilmore probably won't accept that. And then Jordan Akins, they might sign him only if they cannot get a probably good tight end in the draft, and they'll just hold off till next year's draft. But I think they will probably sign Teddy Bridgewater maybe, because the thing is, he used to play for Ben Johnson on the Lions, and the Lions haven't re-signed him yet, at least at the time of recording this. But I put 2-year, $4 million deal. He'll probably fully accept that. Maybe even a 2-year, $2 million year, because I think his contract was like $90,000 after he came back. But I think he'd be a good QB 2 or 3. Depends on if they put Tyson Bagnet as 2 or 3. But some notable players that will not be in my mock draft is so let's start off with one that I could see maybe possibly happen is they take Will Campbell at 10, and then I think they'll take either Scadabo or Judkins in their second or in the second round. But yeah, I think it depends if they want to go offensive tackle immediately. But I think if Ashton Jennings off the board, they're going offensive tackle. Offensive tackle, or maybe Tyler something, but I'll talk about that later. And then Carson Schultzinger. I think he will go second, if not for the second person I do. If that person's already off the board, I think they'll go with him as a linebacker who can also rush if they need help with rushing. But I think their O-line's their D-line's pretty good right now. I got Murgy Jones Jr. as their guard. If they want to go up for a guard, because I think Jonah Jackson's kind of injury prone. They want someone to probably learn after them, especially with Jones Hooting getting up there in age. I'm not for sure about how old Jonah Jackson is, but I'd get a backup. Maybe like him. The only reason I chose him out of all of them is because LSU, him and Will Campbell both went there, and they know how to work with each other mostly, but you all got to switch it up too. Next, Xavier Watts in the third. I don't think he probably won't last that long until the third, because I keep on seeing things that he's moving up to maybe first or late second. I don't think they should take a safety in the second, but that's just my opinion. I think they should at least wait a little bit, because safety's an okay position. But Xavier Watts is pretty good. I think he should go third. Torrey Horton, the only bad thing is I do not think he will drop to the 5th, but if he does, I think they should take him as their either wide receiver 3 or 4, because he's really good. And Amik Ikbua, if they think that they need a better wide receiver 3 than Zacchaeus, I think they should go there for him at second and the 39th pick. Mason, and then I think they could also, if they wanted to work on the D-line, which I think is pretty good, because they got a lot of people who will be rushing it, and they're all pretty good. They just need one more. If they wanted to go up really high to make it Mason Graham, I could possibly see it. I don't fully agree with it. And then they also could go Tyler Warren at 10. which I think Cole Kmet's a pretty good tight end. But yeah, and then this one I could maybe see them going with if they go 5th rounder. But you'll see my mock draft on what I have for the 5th, which isn't a tight end. Spoiler alert, I guess. But I just don't. If they want to do 2 Notre Dame ones, because Cole Kmet used to go to Notre Dame, they have like the 2 Notre Dame boys, and I guess that they could do that if they wanted to. But I heard he's pretty good. I saw the stats; they looked okay. But yeah, and then I got JT Kimalo at their 41. I heard his stats were pretty good. If they wanted to go D line, I could see them going that. And then I put Isaiah Bond as their 3rd. It's the same thing. If they want to go with really high with receiver, Isaiah Bond's a really good choice, I think. And then Colston Loveland, I do not think he will drop this far, but if he does, I'd go for him as their tight end too. Oh, I'll go back to that after this because I forgot. I don't know why I placed it there. But Bears. So for their 10th overall pick, I think they go Ashton Jeanty if he is still on the board. I heard something about that the Raiders are very interested in him, but I think the Raiders in the newest mock draft I saw, I think they take a wide receiver, which I'd be very pleased with that because I'm not a big fan of the Raiders because I am a Chiefs fan, and this would make them even more on like one of the top hands I hate that they take Ashton Jeanty from the Bears because Ashton Jeanty wants to be on the Bears, and I think Caleb Williams at least wants him on the Bears because he's been reposting everything that Ashton Jeanty's been posting on social media. So he wants him there. I heard that they pretty much set everything up like a whole new O-line, making sure that we don't really have to draft an O-line just for Ashton Jeanty. And I think it'll be the perfect spot for Ashton Jeanty because Caleb Williams he's a pass one. Ashton Jeanty good catch passes. He also does run the ball sometimes. I think DeAndre Swift. My bad. Nuggets was in my brain. DeAndre Swift is a pretty good running back, but I think he will be good. But I think Ashton Jeanty is better and should be running back 1. But they could also do like a swap thing, like what Ben Johnson did in Detroit with Jahmyr Gibbs being like Ashton Jeanty, David Montgomery being like DeAndre Swift. So yeah. And then Jack Sawyer, I see them taking at this 39th overall pick. He's an edge rusher. I think that he could maybe play linebacker. I don't think he's maybe fast enough. But if like they're going for 4 people in the front, I think it'll go on left line, Sweat, then it'll go Grady Jarrett, then Deo, then Jack Sawyer. And Jack Sawyer did really help the Buckeyes when one of the most famous clips that he's been known for is when he blocked the ball from Quinn Ewers and scooped it up for the touchdown to send them to the national championship. So that just shows that he is a great edge rusher. But he may not. And then they could do a thing with TJ Edwards that they switch, like that they're doing a 3-man zone, and then they have 3 people rushing, and they don't have him as one of the rushers. They could send TJ Edwards as the linebacker to rush to like do man. And then I have at the 41th overall pick, I have Ursery he's an offensive tackle. I think the left tackle is the only questionable position left on the O-line, and one of the only positions left that I believe is questionable because the guy, I don't know for sure if he's good. I've heard from some people that he's good, some people that he's bad. So I just go right here, make it a battle, like a kind of like QB battle, like what's going to happen in the Giants for QB1. But of who's going to be left tackle one, either him or the other guy. I forgot his name, who's already on the team. But I think this will be a great decision on their part to go offensive tackle in the second round because he's still good. I saw his thing that they said that he might need some time to develop, but he is still a pretty good starter if needed. But I think these first three picks, probably the positions will be correct, unless if they switch the 41st and the 10th and make it offensive tackle, then a running back. I see that also, but I think they are going edge at the 39th overall pick. And then, it got cut off. Okay. So I had the numbers. I had the numbers for it, but the thing must have chopped off because I forgot to go through the slideshow before. But so so at the 72 overall pick, I have them going Elijah Arroyo from Miami, tight end. He could be probably good in tight end too. I saw his highlights from the Hurricanes. He looked pretty good for what he was at, and he looks like a good tight end too. Because I think Amit will be tight end one, but if he's still questionable, I think Elijah Arroyo could take over if they wanted to try him at one. But I think they are going with Komet, then him, and then Smithy. And then for Field at the 5th pick, the 148th overall pick, I think they are going Jalen Reed, field safety from Penn State. I saw his stats; they look pretty good. I heard that he might go 6th round, but they do not have a 6th round pick, so I think they should draft higher or draft a safety, because safety is another kind of questionable position, because Billard is getting older. He's like 32, and Jaquan Brisker is coming off of an injury, so I think either one goes down. I think they should have a backup who's really good to help fill in for them. So I heard a lot of people say they're going for 3rd, but I don't really understand that, because I think they should at least wait and not go all the way field safety yet. But when Billard III retires, I think they will draft field safety in the probably top 3 rounds. And then for their 7th, I think they are going Jalen Travis, offensive guard. Because I think they're going offensive guard because of Jonah Jackson is pretty injury prone, and Joe Thuney is getting up there in age. So I think they want someone that could kind of learn from them and be a pretty good backup if, let's say, Jonah Jackson has another injury, and he could fill in for Jonah Jackson when he's injured. Because that's the only other position I think is kind of questionable. But I can see if they don't get a guard because they just did trade for one. But I just go him in the 7th because in the 7th, like, you kind of get like people who probably don't play a lot. But I think he will be a backup for them. And then I got Jay Higgins from Iowa, I think State, or it might just be Iowa. But he is linebacker. I saw his stats; they were surprisingly good. I heard people say he's going undrafted, which I saw his stats. I don't understand that, and I think they pick him up at 240 to fill in as middle linebacker. Well, as second middle linebacker, because on the depth they do not have a second middle linebacker at this time. And then oh no. Okay. So then I got them picking up Desmond Watson, which will be the heaviest NFL player if they do pick him up, which I think they should pick him up as a backup defensive tackle for that. If someone gets injured, I think he could fill in for them. And then Jordan James. I heard that he might be going undrafted. I saw his stats. Kind of also crazy that he might go undrafted. That just kind of shows on how good this case is. But also some people going that he's going pretty high. So I think they are going to sign another running back as either their running back 3 or 4, depending on Roschon Johnson. I know they just re-signed Travis Homer, but I think they might release him if they could get a better, newer running back afterwards. This is probably my most hottest take one I've had so far. Shiloh Sanders as safety. I think he is going undrafted. And I think they should get another safety. And I think he'd be a really good pickup. I know he doesn't have the best stats, but I think he's pretty good. And if he's the third string safety, I think he will be really good for that. And then I think Elijah Bagger, he's really good. I think he may have got injured, I heard, but he did not have a lot of receptions. But what he did, he had 20 yards or more each time he got the ball, as his average was 20. And if we need like a really he's really fast too. So if we need a fast person to go down the field, because DJ Moore is kind of slower, but he is still fast. Same thing with Rome Odunze. Rome Odunze is pretty fast, but I've seen him. He's pretty fast. Him and Jimmy Horn are both very fast, and both of them are supposed to be going undrafted. I think it would be a great sign up if we do not get a receiver in the draft. I think these two would be great, and then great to add to the depth chart. And then I have Jordan Hancock, which I think if they do not get Stephon Gilmore, I think I heard he might go 7th round, but if he goes undrafted, I think they should pick him up, or they should at least pick up another cornerback for either cornerback 4 or 5. And yeah, Jimmy Horn onto him. Jimmy Horn I think is really good. I saw him in Colorado because I liked watching Travis Hunter, Shedeur Sanders. That's how I also watched Silas Sanders. But Silas Sanders also on that one. I think he might go also to wherever Shedeur's going, because they're brothers, so he might just want to stick with his family. But if he wants to make change, I think the Bears would be a perfect spot for him, because they need a backup safety other than Jonathan Owens, who I think is pretty good. And then Jimmy Horn Jr., yeah, he's just really fast. I think he was the fastest player on the Buffaloes last year, and that's including Travis Hunter, who played both positions, who's really good. But I've seen he's very fast, and I think if we need a fast weapon, he'd be very good at it. And then some notable ones. Zakhari Franklin. I think if we cannot get Jimmy Horn or Elijah, I think we should go Zakhari Franklin, who used to play for Illinois. He's supposed to be going undrafted too. Supposed to be going undrafted, which is kind of surprising, including his stats. But I think he's pretty good, and he does play for Illinois. So the Bears, I mean, he does live in a different state, but him playing in Illinois doesn't mean that he's that far down from playing in Illinois. If he's playing here, I think he will. If the Bears offer him a contract, he might go there. If we cannot get the other two, I think he'll be a good one. And then Bru McCoy, I heard that he might get up there, but I think that he would be another good one that if we cannot get the other two, because the other two are my main two that I want. I think He would be another one. Same thing with LeJohntay Wester. He's also pretty good. I know that they played him in Colorado over Horn Jr., but I think Horn Jr. is better for speed reason. That if we need a really speedy receiver, he'll be that. And then Sam Brown is also a good choice. And then if we cannot get Teddy Bridgewater, I think we should go Curtis Royker, who's supposed to go undrafted, and his stats weren't that bad, so it's kind of confusing why he's going undrafted. But hey, if we get them, that's pretty good. So here's the starting offense. I think will be for the Bears this coming year. So I got DJ Moore at wide receiver 1, Cole Kmet at tight end 1, Caleb Williams as QB 1, Ashton Jeanty at running back 1, Zacchaeus at wide receiver 3, Rome Odunze at wide receiver 2. I forgot his name, but I have him at left tackle. I think it's Urgery. Darnell Wright at right tackle. Right guard, I got Jonah Jackson. Center, I got Drew Dalman. Left guard, I got Joe Dooney. And then at their D-line, I have Montez Sweat at left end. Defensive tackle, Grady Jarrett. Deo as left end. And then Jack Sawyer as the linebacker. And then cornerback 1, I think it goes Jalen Johnson, cornerback 2. On the depth chart, it's Tyree Stevenson, but I think it might go Kyler Gordon this year. Kyler Gordon out wide, cornerback 3. And for safety, Japron Brisker and Bayard at field safety. Or I may have got those two swapped. And then Sewell at roll, TJ Edwards as other linebacker, which I think he might move to middle linebacker, or he still might stay that linebacker, but it depends on the whole Jack Sawyer thing. And then I forgot the other guy's name. And then kicker Santos. And then punter Tory something. Give me a second. Tory Taylor. And then I think I forgot to put that on there. Long snapper Scott Daly, and then punter returner Devin Dervale, and then running back 1 I got Ashton Jeanty, and then running back 2 I have DeAndre Swift, and then running back 3 I have Jordan James, and then at running back 4 I have Roshan Johnson. Don't know why I blank on. Oh, and then QB 1 I got Caleb Williams. QB 2 I got Teddy Bridgewater. QB 3 I got Tyson Bagnet. Those two might switch. It might be Tyson Bagnet 2 and then Teddy Bridgewater at 3. Here's the wide receivers. I think this is how it might go. DJ Moore at wide receiver 1. Rome Odunze at wide receiver 2. Zacchaeus at wide receiver 3, wide receiver 4. I think we'll go to dang, how'd I forget it? Horn Jr. And then wide receiver 5, Tyler Scott. Wide receiver 6, Elijah something. And then Devin Durrell. And then the Bears, I think it'll be tight end 1 will be Cole Kmet. Tight end 2 will be that Elijah Arroyo. And then tight end 3 will be Smithy. And then at left tackle, I think it will be Ursuru. Right tackle will be Darnell Wright. Then it'll be Jonah Jackson, right guard. At center, it'll be Drew Dahlman. Left guard, it'll be Joe Tooney. And then here's the rest of them. The players that I've already said. Because, yeah, I'm trying to wrap up the video. But yeah, so that's that. And my 53-man roster, I'll just tell you how many I have for each position. I have 3 for quarterback, 4 for running back, which I have Jordan James being the field back too. And I have 7 wide receivers, 3 tight end, 2 left tackles, 2 left guards, 2 centers, 2 right guards, 2 right tackles, 2 right ends, 2 left ends, 3 defensive tackles, 2 lobs, 2 middle linebackers, 2 right linebackers, a field safety, 3 field safeties, which I think they might not go Shiloh Sanders. I might go another middle linebacker, but I'm not 100% sure. I had them going 2 strong safeties and 5 cornerbacks, 1 kicker, 1 punter, 1 long snapper. And yeah, that's my 53-man roster for them. I would show the list, but for some reason, the thing's not letting me. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed my mock draft. Let me know if you agree, and if not, what positions you think you would put if you were the GM for a day. So if you were polls for a day, because this is what I do if I was him, but I'm not him. I don't get paid that much. I don't do as much thinking as he does either. But yeah, that's just what I have. Thank you guys for watching. If you want to, I very much appreciate it if you guys subscribed, and let me know if you want me to try to do any other teams or anything like that. But here's my Bears mock draft. I think is the most interesting team this offseason. Maybe the Vikings is the second one, but I just think this is the most interesting to me right now. But that's my mock draft. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys in the next video.